Hey ladies, we're back. Okay, so we got cut off yesterday on step 2, and what I'm going to do is turn you around back to where we were and show you the supplies that I'd like for you to start thinking about. And you don't have to do this necessarily for Friday's workshop. This is just really truly us giving you steps ahead of time, and you can complete this at your own pace and when you're able to. But I gave you a couple of ideas on items that you might be able to find around your house when you're thinking of your garden design and planning either your seedlings or whatever plant you might want to choose to plant, what you might start them in. So where we got disconnected yesterday was on the cherry tomato container. These are really great. It's a good greenhouse. It's already got holes in it for you. Fantastic. Same with the baby arugula or salad mix container. They are fabulous greenhouses. You'll just need to poke holes in the bottom of this and use some sort of tool, handheld tool or knife, preferably with an adult. Don't do that on your own. Make sure you have an adult with you, and for safety purposes. And then I took some recycled water bottles and soda bottles. These are also really good. You'll need to poke holes in those as well. Got some rocks here that I just took out of my driveway that you could use if you wanted to top your soil with them and make them pretty. And then these are pots from last season that I bought plants in, and I never ever ever throw these away. These are perfect. You can just use them year after year. Peat pots. These are really nice too. I don't know if you'll have those around the house unless you have a really garden savvy parent. But these are great to start seedlings in, and you can put them directly in the ground when you're ready. You know, no danger of frost, obviously. You can just put them directly in the ground, and they will break down and compost on their own. Toilet paper rolls, believe it or not, those are also pretty good too. You just fill them up with dirt all the way to the top, and you could even put them in like this salad container. You could literally line them all up and let them sit in there, and cut them shorter. Totally would work. And then an egg carton crate. These are fantastic. You might have a styrofoam one that will work too. Again, you want to make sure you have holes in the bottom. And then this one was really fun for me. I took an old boot that I had, and basically I walked through these shoes. There's no sole left on them, but I'm just looking at ways to repurpose, and during a time where I can't really go out and shop for supplies, this is a really good, cute way to line this stuff up in your garden. Of course, my marigolds that are in here need to be watered. They look a little puny, but I'll have to work on that in the next video. Okay, I think that's it. I think that's it as far as all of my containers are concerned. And then I'm going to go through the next video with you on seed options and talk about some plant zones and different ideas that you could have there. And then you'll get another video of my actual indoor garden. So you can see I've got all my plants here. I've got some over there on that wall and behind me there. So we'll talk a little bit more about those in video 3. Thanks. Okay girls, this is also for step 2 and creating your garden design. So what I have here, I took you can see it's the top of like a shoebox that I recycled from Christmas. And I had some sand laying around the house, and I decided to make a Zen garden. So it's very easy to do. You could use moss if you don't have sand, or some sort of leaves. And then I took some old shells that I collected from the beach, because I love the beach. And we will just pop them in there just like that. Pretty. And then I had some rock marbles. And that is a cute little Zen garden. Hey girls! Glad to have you guys back for my junior badge workshop series. Last session we discussed steps 1 and 2. 1 was taking a virtual tour of a garden, and step 2 included garden design. So really looking at some of our household items and kind of putting our creativity thinking caps on, and really thinking of some options that we could come up with around the house to design our gardens. So I hope you all have been staying safe and sanitized and healthy. Gardening is such a therapeutic activity, so I hope that you all will really, dive in and experiment with this as the days go on, and post your pictures. We want to see everything that you're doing at home. But today we're going to take a look at steps 3, 4, and 5. And step 3 includes choosing a plant. Step 4 includes experimenting with seeds. And step 5 is actually growing your garden. So you all will be doing these in different phases, and that's totally fine. So I wanted to show you, because on the last video I did not have this, but this is just a butter container, and I thought, wow, I was really having a good time coming up with stuff around the house, but I just put some holes in the bottom. I also took a hummus container, which my husband said, you know what, Jess, this would be a perfect greenhouse. You were talking about greenhouses on that last video, and I thought, yeah, why not? And the nice thing about this too is the top, you could actually use the top as a saucer. Kind of cool. So these are the 3 containers that I'm going to use today for my seedlings. And I've got some soil here, just some potting soil. And I've mixed in some compost. I do a lot of composting, and that's something else that we can post resources for you on how to make compost at home. That's really fun. But I am just going to put some of my dirt in my egg carton container. And don't forget, if you use one of these, make sure you put holes in there. And in the last video, I challenged you all to go out and do some research on plant hardiness to determine what zone you live in. And so that's called the USDA Plant Hardiness Map. If you haven't done that, that's fine. Just Google that. And you'll find that Virginia is primarily 7. And that's basically, in the winter, we're looking at temperatures of anywhere from -10 degrees to 0 degrees. And it's really going to depend on the elevation and what part of Virginia that you live in. So just take a look at that. It's pretty interesting stuff. So we're going to plant today. Let me turn this around a little bit so you can see. We're going to plant kale. I thought kale would be the perfect thing to plant because, one, I love salads and I like making omelets, and it's super easy to grow. So I'm just going to use my fingers and put holes in my soil. And I like to put 2 or 3 seeds in each hole, just in case, one doesn't make it. It's good to have a couple of options. Okay, and then I'll put my leftover seeds. I always take too much out when I do this. And put them back in. Okay, and then I'll just cover my holes up. Then I'll make sure to put a little bit of water on this when I'm done. And there you have it. That's my kale. And I'm going to sit that in my sunny window. And hopefully we will see some sprouts here in the next you know, 7 to 10 days. And then the other thing I'm going to use is my butter container. I'm so excited about this one. I don't know why. But I'm going to take that bottle that I cut out in the last video and use it as my cup for my soil. Fill up my container. Okay. And then the other thing I'm going to plant is peas. They're sugar snacks. So these are the ones that get like flat. It's excellent to grow in cool season. So same thing, I'm going to poke a couple of holes and put a seed in each one. Just like that. And then I want you to take a look at this too. If you have a Ziploc bag or any type of plastic bag, even a grocery bag could work, take it and cover up your container. And you can take a rubber band, which I'm not going to put my rubber band on yet because I have to water this. But once I put my water in there, this is an excellent greenhouse. Another great greenhouse. So just put that in your sunny window and it will thrive. Okay. And now my last container is my hummus. And the other plant I'm choosing to plant today is Swiss chard. It's a dark green leafy vegetable. It's super good for you, really easy to grow. It's wonderful in cool season, and it's also pretty heat tolerant as well, which is why I'm gonna go in that direction. And then I've actually got my raised garden beds outside here, right outside of this window. And once my seedlings are pretty strong and we're out of the danger zone of experiencing frost, which we're still not there yet, we're a couple more weeks away from that, I will take them outside and plant them in my raised garden bed. All right. And my Swiss chard is planted, and I've got to cover up my holes. And then look, my hummus top. Again, I'll water this, but thank you so much for attending steps 3, 4, and 5. I hope you all had a good time, and share with us what you're doing at home. Even when they sprout up, we want to see pictures, and you all stay safe, and let us know if you have any questions, and we'll share the Lynchburg Grows resources for you, and they, again, are available for you all in case you have questions. Thank you so much. Have a good one. Okay, girls, so this is actually my raised garden bed. Here we go here. It's all cleared out. Weeds have been pulled. And we are going to, I'm going to try to flip you around here. Hopefully you can see that. Let me get set up. There we go. We'll level this off, and we're going to plant some carrots. In my raised bed, and I've got some compost mixed in here. We don't want to disturb the soil too much. Just want to make sure we don't have any weeds. And here's what we're planting. We're planning to plant carrots. And so what we'll do is we'll make a row just with my hand. Just like that. And then I'm going to do one more. And then I'm going to do one more here. Okay. So carrots are a cool season vegetable. And you can grow them up well into the summer. And I have found that it usually works really nicely just to sow them directly in your garden versus starting seedlings in the house. They're super resilient and they do really well if you sow them directly. And we don't have to be concerned about the frost because these are very cold hardy. It's a cool season crop. A few extra seeds left here. Hey girls! Alright, we're still continuing to plant cool season vegetables, and in the last video we planted some carrots, and now I'm actually creating some rows so we can plant our radishes. Radishes are also another fun, easy, cool, weather tolerant vegetable. Super easy. So if you have a space in your yard, I highly recommend that you try to grow radishes, even above carrots. I mean, they're really fun to grow and super easy to care for. So I'm just kind of spacing these out. Sowing directly in my garden bed. And you can rotate this, you know, it usually takes, I would say from sowing seed to actually putting it on your table, I don't know, 30 days or so. So every 30 days, plant more. I usually actually try to plant mine like on day 15, and that's kind of called succession planting. And then that way, you know, as your crop is coming in, your second round is gonna start popping up, and so you'll consistently have vegetables. Alright, they're all covered. Just have to add some water. And that is my raised garden bed. Thanks!